Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to True Sound Studios. I'm Weezna. Today I'm going to show you guys my audio setup when I'm shooting videos like this so that you can take your videos from having this really nice sounding quality audio, which definitely beats out the camera audio that sounds like this. I'm also going to show you guys the few DIY projects that I made that make up these little video rigs, that hold my phone, the interface, and the microphone. Okay, so let's get into this video. So this is my rig. Now just bear with me. Obviously I'm not using all this good quality audio for this video right now. I'm just using the onboard camera audio, so bear with me. Also, that is not my iPhone. That's just an old phone I had. It won't even turn on, but just so you can get an idea of what this looks like when I'm using it. So I'm going to break this down for you shortly, but you can see this bracket that I made that's like L-shaped out of this aluminum, and then this Z-shaped thing. This is where the microphone would sit if I want to use it in handheld mode. Right now, obviously, I'm using it with a tripod, and then I made this other little bracket, this little L-shaped bracket to hold this microphone. And then also there's the Yamaha MG10/2 mixer that I'm using as the mic preamp. Also, it gets phantom power. And when I'm doing like screen capture stuff, I have additional inputs to, plug more mics in or audio from the computer or whatever it might be. So now let's start from the top and I'll show you guys exactly how this all works together. So it all starts off with the microphone. So once again, the Rode NT1A microphone is getting its mic preamp and its phantom power from the Yamaha mixer. So channel 1 right here, this is, you can see it's got a little bit of EQ going on, just a little bit of low end, a little bit of mid range, and I actually took off a little bit of high because this microphone is very bright in a good way though. And then I'm using, obviously a decent amount of gain because when I'm talking, I'm usually about, I don't know, maybe 2 feet or so from the microphone, maybe 3 feet from the actual phone when I'm recording. So the microphone, its mic connection is plugged into right there. And then obviously I'm manipulating that audio through this channel. That audio then makes its way to the master section, and this is where the audio is coming out from. So I have this control room phones, which is actually what it's actually being connected to. But to get audio to come out of this output, you have to have the main volume turned up as well. I also have phantom power on because this microphone is a condenser mic and does require phantom power. And that audio is coming out of the phone's jack as a stereo output signal. Now, the reason I use the phone's output over like the control room output or the main output is because I need this signal to be unbalanced. So right now, this signal is left, right, and then a shared ground. And that's really important for the iRig because the iRig is not balanced. It's an unbalanced signal. And this is what an unbalanced TS connector looks like. It's just a signal and ground. A balanced signal would have a third division in here, which would give you a balanced signal. But because of how this unit works, we have to feed it an unbalanced signal. And that cable is just replicated for both of those connections. So there's a left and a right, both unbalanced. And that is the same cable. That right down here, this is what it is. So it's a 3.5 millimeter jack to 2 unbalanced TS 1/4 inch cables. So that plugs obviously into the iRig Pro Duo. I always have it facing me because these 2 lights, when the phone would actually be on, is going to show me my signal so I can make sure, I'm not going in the red or it's also not too quiet. It's just a nice way to visually monitor the amount of signal that is being connected through that lightning cable into the smartphone. In my case, once again, it is the iPhone. So if you're enjoying this video, please click that like button. Okay, so let's start with the microphone mount, and then this arm with this little clamp. Now this clamp and then this arm I bought straight from Amazon. I will put links in the description. They are affiliate links, just so you guys know. But let me show you this little mount right here first. So always make sure to turn phantom power off before you unplug your mic. It technically could damage it. So if I unscrew this, pull this out, this is what the bottom of the microphone looks like. And this like threaded, I guess we'll call it a nut, is really just what allows that microphone to attach itself to this bracket. So this is the bracket that I made. So the hole that I drilled that allows that microphone to feed through here and be screwed onto here is 7/8, so that's how big this hole is. And I just took, this is 2-inch wide aluminum flat stock. So it's just a flat piece of metal. And I just bent it into this L shape using a vise and a hammer. I just bent it over until I had a nice 90. And then I drilled this small little hole in here to allow this clamp arm to be bolted into place. So if I just go ahead and unbolt this, so I definitely used a wrench to make sure that it stays very, very tight. You can see that's it. That's my entire bracket that allows me to mount that microphone to this camera gear, this camera arm. And once again, I'll put those links in the description. Also, I put one of these discs that has this like rubber on it, and this allows, when I put this on here, for this not to really move as much. Obviously, the nut goes on there and really squeezes it tight, but just as a little extra reassurance that this doesn't move, it's nice to have that little rubber plate on the back. So then let's go ahead and just unclamp this from the tripod stand, and I can show you, this is all it is. It's this clamp, which I love these things. I got a couple of them, really great for mounting cameras or things like this. And I got this arm, which once again I got from Amazon, and the knob, the little tightening knob did break off, so I just took it off, and now I just have a little wrench, but it does allow me to get this very tight. But yeah, so this is the entire mount that I use to clamp that microphone onto wherever I want it onto this tripod stand. So this setup works great with the microphone that's on that separate boom, but a lot of the times I'm also filming something where I'm standing behind the camera, so I'm filming this way, and I need to narrate. So maybe I'm talking about something on the wall or whatever it might be, and I need to stand here and have the microphone much closer. So now, with this mount, I can put the microphone here, and then I can turn around the camera. And so all I'm gonna do is just loosen up these little nuts, and once again, I'll show you, I'll break this whole thing down. Just tighten this back up, and now I can put the mic in there. Once again, that same 7/8 hole. Really, it's almost the same bracket. It's just done slightly differently. Just kind of thread that on there. We can connect our mic cable. Now, because I am going to be so close to this microphone, the air coming rushing from your mouth will sometimes give you this low frequency rumble. And so I do like to put on some sort of pop filter. This works the best because it's, I don't have to have like a separate arm that holds a metal or mesh pop filter. This is just something really nice. I slip over it. It was a little bit too big. So I just put this little elastic rubber band on there just to kind of help hold it in place. Okay, let me take this apart and let me show you guys what this looks like so you could possibly replicate this. So if you guys like videos like this, like these DIY builds that help you out, please consider subscribing. Okay, so here is the bracket. So this piece of metal right here that's bent in this L shape, this is 1/2 inch wide by 1/8 inch thick aluminum stock. So you can just buy this at Home Depot. I bought all this at Home Depot. And then this is 2 inch wide, once again by 1/8 inch thick stock. So this is what I built this out of. You can see this one hole right here. This is left open because this is where the tripod mount goes into. So the bolt goes through, you put that wing nut on or however you're going to secure it, and that's how I mount it to any of my either hand tripods or the large tripods that I just had this on. This second bolt is actually helping to bolt this mic mount onto this piece of aluminum, and so that permanently stays. And then if we look at these iPhone adapter mounts, once again, I'll put some links in the description for these as well. I really like these. I have probably about 10 of them, have them all sorts of different spots, but you can see I just drill the hole right through that piece of aluminum. And then I have these These are wing nuts with some nylon spacers on them. And this allows it just nicely, you know, slide around on this piece of metal when you're trying to tighten it, instead of metal on metal, which, you know, particularly I don't like. So anyways, you just tighten them up, and then this way, if you know you want to flip them around or exchange them out for something, it's just really easy to do. And then once again, did the same thing here. The smartphone would go here, and then the iRig would go here. Now let me show you. I'm going to put a small little mini tripod onto here, and this way it makes it a nice way to be able to hold this. Now I own like 5 of these little mini tripods. They're really amazing. What you want to do to be able to adapt this is to take off, unthread this little rubberized plate thing. Take this off, because you're gonna need that full amount of thread on this. So let me grab the custom-made bracket. So here's our bracket. Once again, that hole that we're going to put this through. So I'm going to take the little mini tripod and put this through like that. And then I'm going to use a washer just so that this wing nut just kind of fits on here nicely. And once again, it's a little easier to tighten this up and get it to be very tight. So now we have a nice little mount that you can have all this stuff on and make it easy to film with. So this is what it looks like when you got all that stuff on there. So we got the mic mounted, the iRig, which is the audio interface for the smartphone. You know, if we're going to be filming real close, I also put on the pop filter so you can just talk really close to it. You don't get all that, you know, that not so great sounding audio. So this is my little rig. And what I wanted to mention is when you put these legs out, you know, it also allows the cables to get out of the way so you can sit this on a flat surface. So not only do I make these YouTube videos, but my main job is to do online mixing and mastering. I have about 21 years experience in music production. So if you guys are interested in getting your song either mixed or mastered, please check out the description box down below. It's got all the rates and the contact info in there, and we can go ahead and get started on your project. Now, if you wanted to mount this on a big tripod so you can get up really high and put it in different locations that small little tripod, you know, wouldn't work out in. This is the one issue with kind of like the way I designed it, is you can see how small this little threaded bolt is that would, you know, typically screw into the camera. So we do have to extend that slightly. And the way we're going to do that is just using one of these. This is a ball pivot mount adapter. And what this does is allows you to screw this onto the original mounting plate like this. And then I can mount this to my tripod. And then I can grab the DIY plate and I can mount this on here. Now we have plenty of thread to be able to mount this into. Once again, a washer and a wing nut. And now we can mount this to a large tripod and still have, you know, the flexibility of moving this around with the main pivot ball, or you can use the one that you kind of have to add on as a little extender. And so then this is what it would look like on a full-size camera tripod. So I know some of you guys are going to ask why I just don't plug the microphone right into the iRig Pro Duo, and there's a couple reasons. Number one, I find that the mic pre that's built into this is a little bit noisy. I mean, you know, I have a music studio, and so, you know, audio quality is really, you know, of great importance to me. So, you know, having a mic pre that's built into here that's a little too noisy and requires a lot of post-processing to get it to sound right just doesn't make any sense to me. And then also I noticed that when I engage the 48 volt phantom power, it really starts to suck the life out of the batteries much quicker. And so that's the reason why I use that external mixer over just plugging the mic right into here. So guys, as always, thanks for watching this video. If you do have any questions, please leave them down below. I will also leave links down below for the microphone, the interface. So if you guys do have other questions about the iRig, I have a few other videos all based around the iRig Pro Duo. I'll link those all in the description box down below. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to contact me, find me on Instagram. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.